How are we all doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. So today I want to go through a standard meal prep of how I do things for my upcoming shows. So at the moment I'm in a deload week, which means no training at all. So that's crazy to me. I'm really going to struggle with this, but got to stick to the plan and rest up. It's vital. So what I'm going to show you is the foods that I'm eating at the moment, how I cook it, all the nutritional values, and how easy and simple it is to actually food prep. So I know a lot of you guys aren't so sure how to do certain things and how to cook with timings and what to cook. Don't worry, I've got you covered. And you're not going to believe how simple this is once you've done it. You're going to be like, that was actually super easy, and it's not a chore at all. All you need to do is probably on your rest day, I would plan an hour to an hour and a half on prepping your food, and that will last roughly about 3 to 5 days. So do it depending on how long you'd like your food to last, obviously, but I would typically do 3 to max 5 days because I want the food to stay fresher. I don't like freezing my food as well. I'd like to keep it in the fridge. It just tastes a lot fresher for me. But what I will start with is the ingredients. I'll go through these and then we will begin. As mentioned, this is totally what I eat at the minute, how I cook it and how I prep it and get it all sorted, ready for my training days and non-training days. So I'm going to start off with the meats. So I typically will get 100 grams. So this is 500 grams, but I get 2 of these of lean steak beef mince, and I will use this and I will make either a chili or just a mince basically with a bit of barbecue flavouring or something like that. With the chili, I'm literally just using chili flavouring, so I'm not using all the sauces or anything like that. I want to keep as much sugar out as possible. I will also then mix it with chicken. So my first sort of meal will be either chicken and potato, then it will be mince and rice, for example. Super simple, with a bit of veg on the side. For my main carbs, I will use white potato. So these are the white potatoes chopped in little chunks. So I will buy the baby potatoes because they will cook a lot quicker. So always wash your vegetables first. With the meats, I wouldn't worry too much because they're going to go in the oven or an air fryer, or you're going to fry it. It's going to get pretty hot. It's going to kill most of the bacteria. But do things how you want to do it as well. I'm just going to show you how I do these. But continuing on with that, for veg, typically I will use asparagus. It's a good diuretic as well. I will use mushrooms, spinach, and a onion basically. And that is pretty much all you need in regards to that. Then flavouring wise, today I'm going to do a chili con carne mix. So we'll get that ready and then pop it in the mince when time's right. And then for the chicken, I will do a salt and pepper chicken. Simple as that. So just use a bit of seasoning. Obviously, make sure you have a look at all of the ingredients and amounts. So you don't want too many sugars, don't want too many salts. I mean, we want a bit of salt because we want to replenish our sodium, but I'm going to top things with a bit of Himalayan rock salt anyhow to do that. And just to give you guys an alternative to meats, if you don't like mince, beef mince or chicken, I mean, it's quite rare people don't like chicken or beef really, but you can also use turkey mince, for example, or just use turkey breast. Fish, obviously, I'm not quite at that stage yet. I'm sure I'll move on to fish as I proceed into my initial prep. There's lots of different things that you can use, different to what I'm using here. So if you feel like you don't eat these, just alternate and use whatever you like eating, because that's going to help you best to get the food and the calories in that you need. Regards to the white potato, I love white potato. They are quite starchy, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. In my case, that's a good thing at the moment. So you can use sweet potato, of course. The reason I'm not using a lot of sweet potato at the moment is because I have found that it does upset my tummy a little bit if I eat it in large amounts. Like a portion a day is absolutely fine, but I don't know if any of you guys get the same, let me know. But if I eat a large amount of sweet potato throughout the day, I will be quite upset and it's not nice. So I go for white potato, which suits me a lot better. And veg. So if you're not into asparagus, that's cool, that's fine. If you don't like mushrooms or onion, not a problem. You can also have green beans, you can have broccoli, you can have cauliflower. I love using cabbage. Cabbage is a real one. Like, this is a game changer as well. So in the future, I will do a few meal preps with cabbage and cauliflower perhaps, and I'll show you how to make those real nice and tasty as well. But let's crack on, let's get on with the cooking. The very first thing I'd put on is the thing that takes the longest, so which is typically going to be the potatoes. So I will air fry mine because that is a touch quicker, so that'll be about 40 minutes in total. But you want to, after 20 minutes, you want to just give them a mix round and then put it on for another 20 minutes. In the oven, if you're going to do your potatoes in the oven, you're probably looking at about 55 minutes to an hour, or maybe just over, depending on the size of the potatoes and how you've cut them. But I like going for the air fryer for this one. And what I would do with my potatoes, I will drizzle a touch of olive oil on. There's any left, like that. And then I will just season with quite a bit of Himalayan rock salt. That's probably enough. I mean, there's 2 kg of white potato in there, so that's why I've put on quite a bit of salt. And we'll just give that a mix round. And then another tip is, if you are using an air fryer, because they can go quite dry in there, I always sprinkle a little bit of water on top of these just to give them a bit more moisture, just so they don't dry up so quickly. So the potatoes have been drizzled with olive oil and a sprinkle of water. Popped them in the air fryer. We're just gonna get this sorted now. And heat wise, you probably want about 190. And we're gonna lob that on for just 20 minutes for now. And when that 20 minutes is up, we're gonna just mix them round, bang them on for another 20 minutes. Then they're golden brown and delicious and ready to serve. Let's crack on.
I thought my dinner would be done.
Not yet, no. It takes a little bit longer, doesn't it? Yeah.
Not even cooking.
No, not yet. But the potatoes are in. Next up, we've got the chicken. So we're going to season that chicken, and we're going to use the oven for the chicken here. But like I say, use your preference. If you want to use an air fryer for that, it's not a problem as well. Chicken will take a little bit longer in the oven. So what do you want to eat today? Meal prep?
Meal prep.
Donuts.
McDonald's.
McDonald's, yeah.
I think I will have a mince wrap and then steak and potatoes. I've got no steak.
Steak? No, got no steak today.
Chicken and potatoes with cheese and sriracha mayo.
Banging. You'll get that, sweetheart, don't worry.
Thank you.
So let's get the chicken going. I like to buy I was just going to say, can you get me a coffee, please, sweetheart? She knows it.
I'm on it.
She knows who the boss in the house is.
Me.
So what we're going to do is we're going to whack these in. I like to get, Naomi's the same actually. We like to get the little mini chicken breast fillets because you don't really need to cut these up. So if you're buying big chicken breasts, it can be quite rubbery after cooking. So these don't do that. So we just get the mini breast fillets and we will then just season them. And once they're cooked, they're brilliant. They're nice and tender and juicy. So yeah, these are the ones that we like. And we're just going to season these with the salt and pepper. So we just pop them and everything in this bowl. Whack that in. And then you're going to have to get your hands a little bit messy here. You need to mix this round nicely. Don't be afraid.
I use a spoon.
Yeah, I've washed my hands. And I will also add a touch of water into this just to keep them even more moist when they're cooking before I bang them in the oven. And that's it. So once they are seasoned, that is all I will do. Keep it nice and minimal, and that is what you get.
That's attractive. It smells good.
Guys, it's always half a job done, isn't it? Guess who's pouring the coffee and making it? Well, pouring the water and making the coffee. She could hear me. Oops. There you go, sweetheart. Chicken is seasoned, guys. So we'll whack that in a tray. Spread them out nice and evenly, because if they're all laying on top of each other, they're not going to cook evenly. So spread them out nicely. Get the oven preheated. So once you've put your potatoes in and turn that on, preheat your oven, prepare the chicken, get the chicken in the oven. We probably want the oven at about 190. Chuck it in the middle or the top, because heat rises, so hot air rises, and it's going to be warmest in the middle or the top, really. And what I will do then, guys, once the chicken is in, potatoes are still going, I'll get some of the veg prepared. So the asparagus here, I'll buy it in a bundle. Give it a rinse under the tap. I really don't like the ends because they're quite hard even after being cooked. So I will chop quite a bit off, like so. And then you've got a nice bunch there. And the only thing I will pop on these will be some salt and a drizzle of lemon typically. So lemon is actually a game changer for these. Unfortunately, I don't have the lemon, but we will put some salt on, of course. So just spread them out nice and evenly. Salt them. Not too much, just enough to give it that little bit of an edge. Simple as that. How easy is that? And then I won't put these in now because asparagus will only take anything between, I would say, 4 to 8 minutes in the oven once the oven's preheated, so they won't take long at all. So I'll just put those to the side for now, and then I will begin chopping some mushrooms to pop into my little minced chili and an onion as well. Mushrooms don't need to be like super finely chopped, but because they shrink down while they're being cooked, but you want to at least slice them a few times. I like to slice them down the middle and then just give them, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. That's my little routine. So once they're done in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. So down the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. And just rinse and repeat, and then chuck in when ready. And once you've chopped your mushrooms and your onions up like so, your potatoes first round will be done. So I'll show you those in just a second. We'll give them a stir, put them on for another 20 minutes. In case I forgot to mention it, the chicken will take roughly about 25 to 30 minutes in the oven, depending on the heat. So I've put them on about 180, 190, and we will just drizzle a bit of olive oil in the pan ready for the mince. So we're gonna do the olive oil first, and then we will put the veg in first. So the mushroom and the onion go in next. And that is then ready to sizzle for about 5 minutes, and then we will pop the mince in. So like I said, now round 1 of the potatoes is done. Give them a little stir. Looking quite good already. So as you can see, they're bronzing and golding already. Looking delicious. But they need another 20 minutes. They're still going to be pretty solid. So whack them on. Another 20 minutes on 190 on the air fry. And then they're done. So while we're waiting for the chicken to finish off and the potatoes, we've added the mushrooms and the onion into our pan. And you want to keep stirring these every now and so often, just to get them to soak up the olive oil and not to burn. And then we will pop in the mince. So it's a bit annoying because the local supermarket that I use have put the mince in these sort of really compressed packets at the moment, and they do take longer to cook. So what I'll do is I will get these out probably like half an hour before I start cooking, just to sort of soften them up a little bit. I don't know why they've done this. Like, I don't know if your supermarkets do this, but they used to come in, you know, the more open packets where you could cook the mince a lot easier, separate it a lot easier. Now this makes it a lot harder, but either way, there's always a way around it. So just get them out the fridge half an hour earlier, let them just warm up a little bit, and then the meat will separate a lot easier. They're sizzling away nicely. Pop the mince in. So that is 1000 grams of beef mince, and you'll just have to keep separating the mince. So you got to be quite on it with the mince, but once it's separated, you just need to mix it every so often, and it'll probably only take about 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. And then I typically will add the seasoning then, but what I'm going to do now is I'm probably going to add the seasoning to start off with. Chili mix, you'll just add a bit of warm water or hot water, about 150 to 200 ml. Just give it a good mix round, and then just add it to your mince. Simple as that. And that will keep a bit of moisture within the meat as well. Keep mixing it. I will also add a little bit more rock salt to my mince. So that'll need about another 15 minutes. And typically what I'll do in this intermission sort of stage, I will flip the chicken round, and once I've done that, I will pop in the asparagus for 5 to 10 minutes max, and then those two things are ready at the same time. The potatoes will be done in about 5 minutes as well. The mince will need probably another 10 to 15 minutes, and then I will just present it all for you and just show you what you've made. So chicken is looking juicy already. All we're going to be doing is flipping these over. Just spread them out nice and evenly like last time, so the other side cooks, and then we will throw these in together with the asparagus for another 5 to 10 minutes. So there we have it, guys. That is the meal prep done for the week. As you saw, it's so easy, anybody can do it, and I urge you to just try for yourself if you're struggling for this, because don't be worried about it. It's so easy. Just manage your time right. This only took about just over an hour 15 minutes or so, and I've got food for at least 3 to 4, 5 days, maybe even more. It just depends how much you are set to eat on your plan, so don't overcomplicate it. These are vital ingredients that you need, you know, protein, you've got some fats, you've got carbs, you've got your sodium, you've got some vitamins as well, and it's just that simple. So try, and this will set you up for the best physique that you will have. If you're just consistent with this, this doesn't mean do it for a week or two. This means day in, day out, if you really want to get that physique that you are after and what you're looking for. But I wanted to show you how I prep my food. Obviously, if you want to make yours a bit different, just do it the way you would do it and the way you prefer. But as I mentioned, I just wanted to show you how simple and easy it really is to do this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to present the food on some plates and just show you the portions that I would eat and consume. And with that food prep done and how easy it was, I'm just going to show you how I would have a standard meal at the moment for myself during my off-season prep. So this will be 400 grams of white potato right there. We've got the chicken, which will be 155 to 160 grams of chicken, and then we will have a few asparagus spears. So nice, decent whole meal there. And then following on about 2.5, 3, maybe 3.5 hours after, I will have my next proper meal. So that will consist of 250 grams of basmati or jasmine rice with 160 grams of mince, which will either be my beef mince as barbecue or chili con carne, without sauces really, or turkey mince basically. So whatever I fancy, I'll just alternate. And it's good to alternate your meats as well for absorption, because if you're eating the same meats constantly, your body gets so used to this and it doesn't quite absorb as well as it would. So if you alternate every, say, month or so, your meats, you will absorb the nutrients quite a bit better. And for sort of my breakfast, I will have scrambled eggs. So I will have 200 grams of liquid egg whites, 3 whole eggs, and I will have a sourdough toast with that and 40 grams of avocado. I will spread on the toast, put the scrambled egg on top, and it's absolutely delicious. And then, which will follow probably about 2.5 hours from that breakfast, I will have my porridge. So that will be 165 grams of porridge oats, just mixed with water. We'll have some protein powder in there, some whey protein, and I will have a half slab of little dark chocolate with sea salt, and I will have a whole banana with that as well. And then these meals kick in. Then once I've had these meals, I will have another snack, which will typically at the moment will be a Rice Krispie square or 2 and another banana before training. And then my evening meal will consist of a mince wrap or a chicken wrap with about 200 grams of rice, a little bit of cheese for fats, and then some veg on the side. And then the very last meal will be very, very simple, just to get some more simple carbs in, will be a bowl of cereal with some almond milk and some protein powder. It's as simple as this, guys. Super, super easy. Anybody can do it. So I urge you guys to get on it as well. As long as your training and workouts are consistent and you're cooking like this, but to your needs, it will pay off and your physique will shine. Anyhow, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. And of course, I complement all of this food with a lot of vitamins and minerals that I take in the morning, but I will make sure I'll have my first meal in before, otherwise it can make you feel a little bit sick. So you want something in your tummy to line it. So I'm going to give you my top 3 of this month, basically. So I've been using a few of these products from Weight World. I've been using a few of their stuff for a couple of years now. And the first one that I really like is called Sun Glow. So this one here is packed with vitamin B3, beta carotene, and that will just help with aging and maintenance of, you know, nice skin, especially with a lot of training. And, you know, as we're going into the summer months now, a lot of UV rays from the sun. Hopefully, I'm hoping for a good summer. So I want to be prepared for that, and I want to look after myself as much as I can. It can get quite exhausting with prep. So I want stuff that's going to make me feel better, feel good, and try and look as healthy as possible, even though I might not feel so healthy sometimes when I'm training so hard. But that is a real good one. And then turmeric with organic ginger and organic black pepper. So this is another favorite at the moment. So this is very good for my vitals, helps the defenses on those, which is essential, especially when you're pushing yourself to the limits and quite hard all the time, you really want to look after your insides. So really liking these at the minute. And then the Pure Cren Satin. So this one is awesome. So this one bosses your inner defenses. And once again, why wouldn't you want to look after the insides as well, not just the outside? So those are my top 3 at the moment. I do have a link in the description that will renew every month. So feel free to use that, and that will give you a discount to use as and when, but it does refresh every month, and I will try and update it every month in the description as well. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.